What's going on, everybody? It's CryptoVision here, back again with another crypto market update. Today's video, we have a free ticker request through the Discord, so I appreciate that. We're going to be covering DAG, and if you like today's video, hit that like button, subscribe for more, leave a comment where you're tuning in from. I really appreciate it. So we got DAG here on the weekly chart. It does look, dang, this thing went crazy in 2021. It hasn't hit the you had a little bump up in November, but honestly it still kind of looks like it doesn't look, it at least needs a partial, at least needs a retracement. That's my initial thought, right? That's my initial thought is you've come down, you've corrected in your A wave, right? You've come down in like your 1, 2, I don't even know if I'm being honest. This is going to be, yeah, like a 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this really could all be a 4. Come back down for a 5. And then this is like a 1, 2. But that doesn't count because it's taken out. You know, I mean, it still could be a 1, 2. But there's no B wave. There's no retracement level. There's nothing so far based on this. There's nothing really. I mean, I guess you could call this your, you could, let's see it. You know what, let's see it. Before I start making claims, alright, before I start making claims, let's see where this got to. I mean, almost to your 786, so that means it's going to get up to like close to your 236 area. Right, it's going to get up close, I guess. Not really, right? Not really. So, worst case scenario, you're looking at a retracement. Worst case scenario. But that's still not too bad, right? That's not too shabby at all. That's still up at that 28-cent level where we're at right now. $36 million asset. Tiny. So, I do got to try to get down this. I got to figure out what this is, right? I got to figure out what this is. This channel, I just went over ACH. If you're interested, it's kind of similar to this. It's kind of just been stuck in a little range through here. It took out the low. Kind of looks like Jasmine actually. Looks like Jasmine where you got like an M, and then it got really leaky. I'm gonna go look at Jasmine for you. I'm gonna show you real quick. Right here on the weekly. And I've used this actually multiple times. Kind of looks like this, right? DAG kind of looks like this, where you have this, you have like the twin peaks. Okay, so you got like this, your M, and then you kind of got leaky at the end. And it did run up. It wasn't a full, I think Jasmine was in a partial retracement. I think Jasmine, you still had 5 waves up, right? Still had 5 waves up. Which is what I think could be going on with DAG. This is what you can get with DAG. And then, moving forward, that would be nice. Because if you get 5 waves up like Jasmine, then you're working on a different structure. So that's just the one thing is either you got your retracement and you go up in 3. You don't want to go up in 3. 3 is bad. You want to look like Jasmine where you kind of come up. You have like your 1, 2, you come up for a 3, you come back down for a 4, you come up for a 5. So you get 5 waves to the upside. You want to change this into 5 waves up. I still think this is an area where, let me get rid of my chicken scratch, where you can have your 5 waves up like Jasmine, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You come up, you correct down. Hopefully it's not as, detrimental as Jasmine, but then you can get up some more. But I do think this 28-cent mark is an area where, most risky, right? Down here is not so risky. A lot of people are going to say, oh, we're in a bear market, you should be scared, you should be afraid. Be afraid. Right? That's what everyone is saying. Just be afraid. No. You're not going to tell me what to do, first of all. You're not going to tell me what to do. Second of all, I'm not going to be afraid at the lows. I'm not going to be afraid at the lows. I'm going to be afraid at the retracement levels. That was a terrible circle. I'm going to be afraid up here because this is where you can get wrecked. This is where, okay, I think this is it. We've got 3 waves up. I think we're gonna get a nice little pullback. We're gonna go up. We're gonna break all no-time highs. We're gonna, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and then it's just a 3-wave move. Then it's just your B wave. You come down for your C wave, and you take out and you make new lows, right? You come down and you make new lows. That's the scariest thing possible, in my opinion. In my opinion, that's the scariest thing possible, because at the lows, you're going to get a retracement. People will say, oh, the coins are just going to die off and yada, 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 yada. Maybe some will die off, but I don't think crypto is just going to die off like people want it to. I think people that have been burned by crypto, I think people that have lost money because were reckless, wouldn't mind crypto dying, because then they'd see it something that wrong and them, go extinct. So you kind of got to take, what people say during these times with a grain of salt, because there's a lot of people who are pissed off. There's a lot of people who, sold the lows. There's a lot of people who bought the highs. It's just not right now it's kind of a toxic work environment, if you ask me. It is. It's crazy right now. Right now, a lot of people are pissed off. A lot of people get mad at me. It's like, dude, why are you mad at me? I didn't do anything. I'm just here. I'm just this guy that thinks crypto is something special, and I invest in it. That's all. That is all. I digress. Right? I'm just throwing up some levels just visually. Just visual levels. And then we can put some levels up here for numbers. Got to back it up with some numbers. But I do like this. I like how we're kind of oscillating down. I don't like that we're in the middle of it going sideways. Kind of looks like it wants to come down. And we're going to see what some of those levels are. We haven't even looked at any indicators. This is just strictly price action, right? That's the way this channel works. By the way, if you like the channel, please subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. It's free for you. You don't got to do anything. It helps out a ton, like I said. And, there's a free Discord if you're interested, where I post chart updates, collectively get together and go over things. And also there's a Patreon membership where you can, select the tickers. You don't got to wait on a queue. You get premium videos on Fridays and things like that if you're interested. So everything's in the description below. All right, so we're going to put this up at the 2. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. It is pretty close. I know they're close. I know these are going to be close. 261, that's negative. I might redo this, honestly. I might have to redo this. Right there. Let's see this. What say you, Mr. Man? Mr. Man with the plan. I'm going to have to capture some fake outs on this asset. I'm going to have to. Twisting my arm. Twisting me arm. How does that look up? Kind of like that right there because of this. Kind of came down and bounced right there. Got a big bounce. All right, this is on the weekly, right? So this bounce right here led to a 57% bump. This one did too. I mean, you didn't bounce immediately, but you did end up bouncing up 83%. So we'll leave that right there. In terms of resistance levels, yes, you do have this 8 cent. You got down here at this 2 cent. We could get something in between, right? We could do that, right? Something like that. Hopefully I put these green. This has to be green. This needs to be green. Needs to be green. Okay. And then we're going to put on a fib extension as well. We're going to check this out. No, we can't. That's pointless. This took out this low, so this isn't it's no longer a 1-2, so you're gonna need another 1-2. Okay, you're gonna need another 1-2. Preferably, you got to get something where, let's, I mean, that would be crazy. That's a crazy setup. But preferably something that starts like this and comes up through like this, something like this. Let's bring this over. Come on over. Alright, and then let's, just in case this is the low, just in case, because it is going sideways. Not sideways, but maybe like right down here. Let me put this down like right there. Yeah, right there, maybe a little bit lower. There we go. That's actually right where it got low. Okay, cool. Maybe you're looking for something like this. Okay, something like this. Just kind of go sideways for a little bit. Kind of been just leaky. It's probably very hard to see because I have the bars pattern right over it. I am sorry. Sometimes I don't think if my coffee hasn't hit right. You've just been super leaky, like straight down. Go sideways for a little bit, a couple weeks. You don't have to go up, but just kind of just do this. All right. It didn't really run in November. Where's November? It kind of did, actually. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? 300%? What am I talking about? It definitely hasn't had a B wave retracement. It hasn't had a retracement from this. If this is like your XLMs or whatever, it hasn't had the 1, 2, 3 wave retracement. Come back down. Hasn't had that yet. It's not in a 1-2 because this took out the lows. So, coming up through here, a little bit nervous. Coming up through here, super nervous. All right, DAGs, it's just a precarious position where if you're going to hold it, right, I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. But if you're going to hold something like this, it's kind of sketchy. Just because you're not in a 1-2, you've taken out lows, you need a new 1-2. You could form a 1-2 at a retracement level. Right, but then that looks like, honestly, that it'll look like a 3-wave move up because you have this 1-2 until you really break through this 8.5 cent. It's kind of scary territory down through here. So, besides that, let's get into some price, some indicators. All that information, and we didn't even look at anything. This is the most oversold you've been probably in your existence. A lot of cryptos are doing that right now. It's not, look at that. The most oversold you've been in your existence. And we're about to enter a bear market. Dude, get out of here. Get out of here. All right? You're at your oversold zone for your RSI. This is crazy. People, fear and noise will just have people lose their minds. Really. I don't get it. You're right at your oversold zone. This is an area where you did bounce last time. Okay, so we're getting some relevance with that. You did bounce last time, right there. Was it sustained? No, but you still bounced. You still bounced 140%. All right, so regardless, that kind of fits the narrative of a retracement, partial retracement, 140%. Right here is, right, it's at 3 cents. It's right in this zone. Sorry, terrible circle once again. In this zone. So until you break this zone, you're kind of living in this zone. Okay. You got a green dot right at your oversold zone. Go sideways for a little bit. In terms of the daily, so much bullish divergence. Look at all this bullish divergence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. That's crazy. Way more than over here. Like, what? You're at the same spots down in the, Sometimes I'm flabbergasted. Sometimes I'm just at a loss for words because of how the setups look. The setups look great. This looks great. People want to buy at the top, but it's like, and then just call bear market lows at the bottom. It's like, dude, this been in a bear market for a long time. Some over a year. But overall, I digress. I digress. I get feisty sometimes. You know me. If you don't know, it's how I get. So don't take it personal. Or do. I don't really. It doesn't. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, but if I do, I apologize. But I will remain the same. You've kind of broken out. I don't really consider this a breakout. You're right at your oversold zone, but this is an area where it's very interesting, right? So the way that this channel works, the way that I operate my channel is you're at two areas, right? You operate in two zones. You're at the very bottom. You're at the very tip of a zone. So this next zone is up here. So your risk reward ratio, right? So I mean, if you have a stop loss just below here, that's 11%. And then if you have, your take profit, that's 59%. What is that, like a 6 to 1? Yeah, 6 to 1, something like that. 5 to 1. Maybe I'm retarded. Oh, I can't say that word. Oh. Maybe I'm slow. Maybe I'm slow. But yeah, so you're at the very bottom of your range. You're at the very bottom of your range. You could, right, you come through here, you have some lows to the downside. But, you're starting to go a little sideways, have some days down through here, rip up. Okay, last but not least, we're on the 4-hour chart. Last but not least, we're on the 4-hour chart. More of the same. More of the same. You've drizzled, and you're going sideways. Honestly, this looks like freaking ABT. This looks like the bars pattern of ABT. Just like this. Just like this. You just tank. Let me move this out. So this is DAG right now. I feel like this is DAG. You've tanked. And you're kind of just drizzling now. Drizzling. Kind of work sideways and then go up. Kind of need this. Okay. That's kind of what DAG, that's what it looks like DAG needs. Or wants. Right? Kind of just tanked. Kind of tanked. And now you're kind of just drizzling and drizzling down. And maybe you drizzle down. Maybe you just bounce around through here and go. Okay. So that's what I got for DAG. If you like today's video, I would really appreciate it if you like it. If you subscribe, it helps out the channel a ton. It's free for you. We got that free Discord if you're interested. It's in the description down below. There's also a paid Patreon. All the details are down in the Discord. And as always, I thank you for your time. I thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy. Peace.